Welcome back, YouTube. As highly requested, bringing you all along for a day in the life as an online prep coach. Everything that goes on behind the scenes, from cardio to training to how I manage check-ins, meal prep, and yeah, just bringing you guys along for behind the scenes, as the majority of you see it on Instagram anyway in bite-sized chunks of content. So I thought, why not record the full thing, show you guys a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes and how we manage precision coaching. So it's currently 5:05. We've just got to the gym for cardio and steps. Week 3 into a little mini cut health phase, you can call it, where basically we're just going to be tightening up, pulling back food a little bit, preparing for the next off season. Where, as I say, week 3 in, and I'm already 13 to 14 pounds down, which is really nice. And anybody that knows, when you start that initial diet process, just how much better you feel overall. When you drop around 4 or 5 pounds of that like initial off-season weight, you just feel more mobile, energy's better, focus is better. So already coming in for cardio in the mornings feels 10 times easier. And yeah, just excited to see what this phase has in store, as it's always about what I found in bodybuilding is it's always what you do in the phase prior to another that matters the most for how that phase goes. So as an example, what I do in these next 6 to 8 weeks matters extremely, or it matters a lot when it comes to how that next off-season phase is done. So how well that off-season goes is down to how well I set this phase up. And then how well the diet goes off the back of the off-season is based on how well the off-season goes. So everything almost works in a bit of arrears with how successful the following phase is down to the current phase that you're doing. So as I say, we're around 13, 14 pounds down, feeling good. Today we've got 25 minutes cardio on the cards and then around 30 minute steps to start the day. And for me, this is like a non-screen time. I don't like to use my phone. I may put a little bit of music on just to, again, just manage that kind of flow state whilst I'm doing cardio. But this for me is the time in the morning where I really like to process my thoughts, get my frequency and my energy on point for the day. As working with a large majority of people, I need to make sure that the way that I'm approaching the day and the energy that I can give to the clients is on point, sure that everything I do in the morning sets that standard for the day. So we're going to get cracking, guys. I'll give you some post-cardio thoughts once we get going. Woo! Light work. That is cardio and steps complete, guys. And it's funny, I was thinking to myself whilst doing steps there. Around 2 years ago, I used to absolutely hate cardio. It'd be something that I'd have to have a Monster or a coffee to get myself psyched up for. And what's funny now is I actually really look forward to cardio. And all I can put it down to is just having a shift in mindset. Like, I'm very big on the way that you approach things from a mental standpoint. And when I think back, I always used to be that person that would think to myself, I have to do cardio today. This is going to feel like shit. My legs are going to be aching after this. Whereas now I go into it with the mindset of get to do this. Like, I get to move my body in the morning, and I have the time to be able to do that, or I make the time to be able to do that. And just framing that in this way makes a massive difference to how, one, how quick it goes. Second, how productive I feel whilst, and this guy's about to reverse into my car. Hand was on the horn then, Jesus. As I was saying, yeah, big on framing. So the way that I'm approaching the cardio makes a massive difference. And also as well, I'm able to get myself into like a real good flow state where I'm almost just thinking about how I want the day to go. And I'm not necessarily somebody that's massive on, but when I take my check-in pictures, I don't really analyze them too much. So I use time outside of the check-in window to actually think about how I want the pictures to look, how it is I want to be looking when I check in next week, and forward thinking with all of my thoughts to basically make sure that the energy that I'm putting into that task is moving towards that outcome. So I'm always thinking with that kind of like forward thinking mindset, and in a really kind of like philosophical way, it gives me energy. Like when I'm thinking about how I want the day to go, how productive it's going to be, how it is I'm going to look on next week's check-in, like that fuels me up and that gives me fire and energy to push harder in that cardio. So even though I'm not running off of caffeine or I'm not running off of like, let's say, stimulants, I'm able to give myself that fuel to push harder. And what's more is I always feel like that energy that you create internally is more sustainable. Whereas if you have something like Monster coffee, you always get like a big peak, but then it often dips off. Whereas I feel like when you start your day with like raw natural energy that you generate yourself, it's longer lasting and it just holds through the day a little bit longer. So that's my post cardio thoughts. We're gonna get back. I was gonna say we're gonna get back for meal one, but we're not actually. We're gonna go get coffee first of all, which we always do. And if you're this far into the video, comment below what coffee you think I'm going for. I'll give you a hint. It's probably not gonna be a general one that you think. Comment below what coffee we're going for. Have you guys guessed yet? You've got 3, 2, 1. OG Wild Bee. Cappuccino, elite. Something about the coffee from here just hits different. So we saved this for the first block of check-ins. So by the time I get back, we'll have meal one, coffee will go in, and then we start the work for the day. So here we have it. You cannot see that at all. Hold on. That's better. This is meal one. We've got 150 grams of cream of rice, 50 grams of blueberries, 50 grams of raspberries, 10 grams of dark chocolate, 5 grams of drizzle, and 60 whey. So this goes in alongside. That laptop screen looks incredibly dirty. That looks better. I can open this at the same time. Sups as well. So these always go in meal one. We've got 4 servings of omega-3 from Trained by JP, 4 capsules of vital support, 2 capsules of love heart and in heart care, and then also vitamin D3 and K2. So that is meal one, sups. We've already had around 2 litres of water, 2.5 litres of water. So time is currently 6:54. This meal goes in, and then we're ready to start the day. Good morning, Coach Sean. And thank you very much for the check-in today. So second week in, and again, another massive shift on the body weight. So very happy on that front, but more importantly, what we're seeing in the visuals now is just all new territory. Like we've never been here in terms of looking this way at this weight. So again, everything's just new right now. Like we're going to be seeing this over the coming weeks and coming months now, is like how you're going to be looking as we come down through this process is going to be like nothing you've ever seen before. Because we remember, we've reached new heights now. We've reached new heights within the strength that we push to, the areas and muscle groups that we've been targeting through this building phase. So everything that we're going to be seeing when we come down is going to be brand new. So in my opinion, it's almost going to be more exciting than the prep because we've actually had time to build. So what we're seeing through the visuals now, as you mentioned yourself, is just how much more dominant the lower looks. Like we was balanced when we prepped, but now we're just even more balanced to, like, let's say, fit the wellness criteria, especially with the glute improvements as well. And as we said, our motto through this phase is literally just got to be slow and steady. And I say slow and steady, like we've moved forward at a pretty rapid rate so far anyway, but I just don't want you to have a rushed mindset toward the cut. Like everything we do needs to be on the foundation of just keeping the training where it is right now. And that's what's, again, just leading to the leg staying exactly like this at this weight. That being said, we are going to again make a couple of changes and a couple of adjustments this week. So I'll run you through that in terms of the meal plan. I've just taken raspberries from 150 to 100. I brought the pasta down from 50 to 40 and then oats from 50 to 40 as well. Yes, we know these work extremely well for you and your body. So putting these in now, again, just gives us a head start in basically allowing us to take off as much as possible in this first phase. Any questions, anything else you want to run through, let me know. Let's get those changes actioned ASAP and let's get stuck in. So next meal on the cards, guys, we've got 160 grams of beef, 165 grams of white rice, and sauerkraut and rocket for the greens. So this meal's going in at 10:30. We'll have one more meal pre-training, which will be standard bodybuilding chicken and rice, and then we'll get in for push. So the famous pre-workout meal, 150 chicken, 160 rice, and you guys guessed it, rocket and sauerkraut, standard. So pre-workout meals going in. I personally, turn this around, always like to train around an hour and a half to 2 hours after eating my pre. Some people like doing 30, 40 minutes. The only time I've ever done that is being like 4 or 5 weeks out. Whereas for myself, I always like more than enough time for it to digest, as I would rather go in and train hungry than go in and train full. I feel like I perform better. There's less distraction from anything going on other than the training session. And I feel like my intros absorb better as well. So I always like at least an hour to hour and a half pre-training sessions. For legs, always 2 hours. So we're going to get that meal in now, then get ready to train. Couple more check-ins to go. And then, yeah, it's full send time. Stand right up. Good. $89 for 13. And 2 more warm-ups, and then we'll get rocking. I've got no idea if this camera's going to move around. We'll see. Oh yeah, free. Oh yeah. Easy plus 1. So always on chest, guys. We'll start with a little pre-activation work, which will typically be like pec deck. And although it's to failure, it's not beyond failure. As again, I want to save the majority of the energy and the power for these sets. So little pre-activation work, just get everything warm, get, again, mind where it needs to be inside the tissue so we can then press through that motion. So working into working sets and back off now. Easy. Easy. So, especially for taller guys or girls, realizing that your arm's length in each end range doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be activating more across either your chest or your back. This is something I always see within, like, as I say, guys or girls with longer arms, is that they either have underdeveloped lats or a slightly underdeveloped chest. And 9 times out of 10, it comes from having to like overextend the arms. So the way that I always used to press, right, I'd always used to press and over-exaggerate how much I needed to press. Whereas realistically, my chest range of motion is here. My arms full range of motion is here. So sometimes realizing that when you are doing your pull movements and you are doing your push movements, if you have got longer arms, sometimes less is more when it comes to range. We've got 7 in the book, so we want an 8.
The hell were you?
No, we didn't do that last time, I don't think.
No.
3, 2, 1.
Six, 7, 8. Come on now. Yes, easy. Yes, on you. I ain't touching this. Let's see one. On you, Mike. On you, it's you.
Oh yeah. Whew. That's why you need your bro. 10 to get. 9 last week.
That's it. Yes, 8, 9, 10. Come on. Let's do it. Switch it on now. You called it. Yes. In for 10. You called it.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Okay, here we go. Get to work. Okay. Oh yeah. This is such a good machine. As we say, progressions across the board. I'll always bump into clients in the gym, so it'll be a case of just like overseeing some bits. Rob's, I don't know if I'm gonna, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna announce it anyway. Rob's prepping this year, which is fucking exciting. So whenever we line sessions up, it'll be a case of doing posing rounds and training, doing what we do best, which is just having a good time, but combining the raw, hard element of training. I may get a sneak preview of how Rob's looking at around 16, 17 weeks out, so. All right, ready when you are, pickle bro. Yeah. I'm happy with that today. I can already just see that tiny shift of like less food bloat, a little bit tighter, like when you're rotating, it's not like you're like stiff, like little things like that already. So we're back from training, guys, and you've got to see a little bit of an insight to what goes on in the gym, not just with my training, but also like the community we've got there. I've got probably 20 to 25 clients there that all work towards different goals, some prepping, some lifestyle. So it's always good to catch up with everybody when we're in the gym, when we get a chance between sets, etc. And ultimately just be that, I always like to see myself as that leading role in the gym, in being able to set the standard with the way that I train, the way that I execute movements, the time I can give people when possible. Obviously it's not always doable, but when I can give that time, I always will, to just assist with this exercise, assist with that exercise, etc. So yeah, always a good vibe in the gym when we're training. So that is pretty much a wrap for a day in the life, guys. I've got a couple more check-ins that have just come in from obviously different time zones. So a couple of American clients, one from Canada as well. So I'll get back to those after I've had my post-workout meal, which will literally be cream of rice, whey, and standard berries. So that is a full day in the life, guys. I'll do a couple more of these on different days. So I'll do one on a rest day and run through what we do on those days as well. If you made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, and catch you on the next video.